Live?
Hello, folks. Hello, there's nobody there yet, but we'll...
Oh, there's the mouse.
Okay, so this is Tina joining you tonight at a different time. We are an hour earlier. We had some things going on tonight, so thanks for the flexibility, and hopefully some people will still join us at this time. And yeah, so we are Better Yourself 365. Michael is still doing the promotion today.
Got my shirt
not
on.
noticing when you have those shirt on. And what we are about is we help people to better their health and better their relationships, their partner and their kids. So all of our in-person, not necessarily in person, but one-on-one help that we give clients, or the online training that we do live or digital, are all around those two themes.
That's right. So
today, we're going to spend the next 15 minutes or so talking about how to better your relationship with your partner. And it's a topic that's very important because it's about how to take action where it counts for your partner. Oftentimes when we see couples initially, they often will tell me, at some point they don't feel loved as much. They don't feel like their partner's stepping up in the way they need them to. And it's never unintentional. It's never intentional that their partner's not stepping up, because we tend to show our love in the way that we feel competent showing our love. So we take action in the places that we feel we can.
Right.
And if it doesn't lie with our partner, then that starts to create a problem because they need you in different places.
Right.
So it requires, like, for example, like I see that often too. It kind of starts when couples, maybe it's going well in the beginning, and then you hit a stressful period in your life, and then you start to change. Your partner maybe even changes, and then you don't know how to take action with them anymore. You don't know how to show your love for them. It doesn't seem to be working. And then you start to spiral down, like feeling less and less confident about showing your love to your partner. So that's often where you even see it in good stress, like after the birth of a child. That's a very common one.
Right.
Right, where the spouse, let's say in a heterosexual couple, the woman kind of feels like they're often the ones with the baby at home after the delivery, and they are tired and exhausted and don't know how to kind of handle it all. And their partner, seeing them upset and wants to help them, but they don't feel competent either. So they help by doing something they do feel competent in, which is usually pay even more attention in their work. And they feel like, oh, well, at least I'm doing something. That's what I hear them say to me.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I was doing the right thing. I was contributing. I was, working harder, trying to bring more money in because that was their role. So it's a missed, it can be missed, right?
Yeah.
So today we are going to show you how simple it can be to actually take action in the right places, and that's what our example is going to be about. And it requires tuning into yourself or tuning into your partner. And so you want to talk a little bit about the example this week?
Yes. So, Tina and I were for a walk on Friday. I think it was a few days ago.
Was it Friday? Yeah.
And she had just noticed that. Well, I think I had indicated I had a headache and I just was feeling kind of run down. So she went into the caring
2 weeks in a row,
partner.
I had noticed this.
Yeah,
right?
caring partner mode, and she was just checking in on me and asking me how I'm doing, and created some space for me to be able to talk about it. Not just superficially like, oh, I'm fine, whatever, it's busy, but I'm okay, that kind of thing. But that usually doesn't work. So you need to go under the surface a little further. So she tuned into how I was doing, and like a lot of men, I need sometimes some prompting in order to kind of go a little deeper. There's a lot of us like that, and Tina sees a lot of that in her practice, and I see a lot of my clients like that as well. So that's why, sometimes we need somebody to help us kind of back and forth, so we can kind of back and forth myself down to a deeper understanding of what's going on for me.
Right. I remember you even saying that to me at one point in our relationship, like, what would be helpful is if you asked me questions about it. Because if he didn't open up, I figured that there's nothing there, because I open up when he asks me.
Yeah.
It's easy for me,
but
it's not easy for you. And so knowing that I had to kind of ask you more questions about it and let you kind of sit with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
It was helpful for me to know that you needed that.
Yeah, because like a lot of us, me included, obviously, if someone asks me how I'm doing, I can give, a very quick answer. But if someone stays present with me, I can go deeper to the source.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Tina was after, which we want to give our partner in the first place, but I just need her help a little more to get to the source. So we went a little deeper and realized, it reminds me of the quote, and Tina and I were talking about this earlier. It's something for you to remember this quote, because I love it, and it is applicable to every relationship you have. And the quote is that your emotions are your window to your needs. So your emotions, once you identify them, can give you information of what you need to do, what you need to say, what you need from somebody. So once I got in tune with my emotions, what was I feeling? It's easier to identify what it is I need from Tina, what I need to do for myself, that kind of thing. So as we kind of wiggled our way down to what I was feeling tired, but that's like a general word that doesn't really help you. It doesn't really give you direction.
And that's all you could tap into initially.
At the beginning, I'm just tired.
I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but then I identified, what was I tired from? So tired from coming and going a lot. Tired from arriving home late and eating supper late and not having any downtime before the next day started, right. And then it's time to make the donuts again.
Because the kids had so many activities, all of a sudden two each.
Yes,
this
and
week.
Last week was a busy week of school.
Yeah.
Also feeling a lack of me time. So a lack of kind of grounding, recentering. It just seemed like work and then work and then work again and then go to bed and then wake up and work. So after exploring it with Tina, it became clear that, and even to her and to me, that there were some things that I needed and she can help me with them. And I'm not really the kind of person to say, honey, I need your help.
I would ask, yeah.
But, when she's helping me through this, it becomes an option for maybe some shifting around tasks or even just being able to talk about it, obviously, is helpful too. So that's kind of how it happened. She tuned into me. I was able to tune into myself, and then we were able to identify the needs. And once you know the need, you have a direction for action. So your emotions are your window to your needs, and every need gives you a direction for what you need to do.
And now it's my turn to take what you need and make sure that I help you do that, because part of his need is me taking up more of the driving next week, which is typically not my role. So, which is just kind of landed on like that.
Yeah.
And you always feel bad asking me because I'm busy already, and
yeah, you have your own things to do.
And so to me, I'm happy to know that, okay, next week and maybe the next few weeks, I need to step up a little bit more in that place, right? And that means, okay, then I can think about what can I put aside so that I can do that. And I feel good about doing it because I do notice, right, that's part of what I need to tune in myself. When we want to take action in the right place, we have to tune into where we know that our partner maybe does more than we do. Maybe at times we need to be more conscious of when it's starting to really get unequal, and we have to step in more. And I know for us, one part where it often is unequal is the driving around with the kids, right?
Yeah, and partly because I like to go to their sports and activities and stuff, and also because Gina our business a lot, and that's not something I do a lot in the evenings. So anyway, we're both working, busy. It's just that was feeling heavy for me, and Tina tuned into it and offered to chip in with that part.
Now I need to make sure I do it, right? Because that's all part of taking action. You figure out your need, but you also, the need of your partner, but then you also have to accept to do it, knowing that this is what you do when you love somebody and they're struggling and you're wanting to step in to help them.
That's right. Yeah, so tell us, honey, kind of the steps again. So give us the summary of the rundown of kind of what we're teaching today.
Well, there's really 3 things. If we want to take action effectively, we have to learn how to tune into our partner. So it's really a conscious effort of tuning into your own needs at times, which often we're not very equipped to do, or we get too busy, like you were saying, right? You weren't tuning into yourself.
Yeah, that's right. I was just on automatic pilot, go,
Yeah.
go, like a lot of us do.
So partly we each have our individual responsibility to tune into our own needs and ask for our needs, but knowing that often that's hard for people, that's hard for our partners, or it's just hard for us generally speaking because life is busy and sometimes we don't slow down enough to tune into our needs. It's our job as a partner to also tune into our partner's, not our partner's needs, but tune into how they seem to be doing and reflecting that to them when we notice some shifts and giving them an opportunity to open up and explore that, right? So we need to tune in that way. And then we discuss what it's about without judgment, without reactivity to it, because it's about trying to help each other out and then figure out what the need is and committing to helping them with that need.
Yeah.
If you're involved.
Yeah. And one of the things I know happens a lot in friendships and in marriage and in relationships is one person, like, I'll ask, how are you doing, honey? And she talks about it. And then it reminds me how I'm doing. And before we know it, I'm talking about me. Whereas we started talking about her. So it's important for us, if we're going to initiate a conversation about how our partner's doing, that we let them finish before we shift it back over to us. So that's one thing that we did well, you did well, is you kept it on me. And until I was done, until we got to the bottom of what was going on. Because if you're too quick to switch, okay, now you're done, now it's my turn, you never really get to the bottom of stuff.
That's a really good point, because that's something I had to work on doing. Because for people like me, and often women are in that category, a lot of women are in that category where maybe expressing ourselves and expressing our emotions especially comes more natural to us. We've had more socialization in doing that. If you're struggling and you're not giving me much, it's easy to tune back to me.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So me knowing that, okay, I need to stay there longer with you. It's intentional. I pay attention to it. I had to work on that. And so do the couples that I see. Like it's a learning process to get there. Yeah. Yeah. But if you're intentional with it, that's the first step, right? That awareness is key.
Yeah. Yeah, so, just to kind of wrap up here, if anybody has any experience with what we're talking about or you connect with what we're talking about, please comment below. If you have an opportunity just to, relate a story that you had or something that you connected with in one other way. And we always try to give you a bit of a task to do at the end of these. So why not do one of two things, connected to the tuning in piece. Why not take the initiative to tune into your partner and thoroughly tune into them and see how they're doing and ask them how they're doing. And remember that emotions lead you to needs and needs lead you to know how to act. So we're after the emotional piece, how they're doing emotionally. You can't ask, what do you need too quick? Because if they don't know how they feel, they won't know what they need. So we ask, how are you doing? What's the emotion around that? And then you can ask them, possibly, is there anything I can do for you? Or what do you need right now? And so that's one, initiate that conversation. The second one could be you initiating with your partner, identifying what you need because you've already processed you've already tuned into your own self. And you can have a conversation and maybe you need your partner's help with something. So either tune into your partner's emotions and needs or identify to your partner what your emotions and needs are.
Right. And it's normal if the second one is a little bit harder. It's usually easier to tune into our partners than tuning into ourselves.
That's true.
And asking.
But if you're like me and you're, tapping in emotionally is challenging, maybe that's what would be good for you to actually tune into yourself, say, okay, this is what's going on. I think my partner can help me with that. Then you take the risk to initiate that.
Yeah. So that's great. So that's it for today, guys. And we just want to remind you that if you are feeling like some of the things that we're talking about in these lives or even today, the tuning in and being able to reach for your partner in a way that they hear and being able to respond to your partner without feeling like you're never getting it right. Like if If you feel that those are things that are more challenging for you, we just want to remind you that to our next couples weekend retreat for couples is this coming Friday, September 24th at midnight. So don't wait until it's too late. Often these things only get worse with time if you don't do anything different. It is a myth that time heals everything.
Mm-hmm.
It may look like that at the surface, but underneath the surface, it is not healed unless you have you do something about it, and it normally requires conversation. And
right.
So we're there to help you with that, and we're excited that it's coming up soon, and so hopefully we see some of you there.
Yeah, and keep an ear out for 93.1 this week because we have some ads running on the radio.
Oh, yes,
Our first time for the radio.
All right, folks, until next week, live healthy and love fully.
Yeah, take care, folks. Bye.